I know this concert's been done in several formats before, in several guises, but celebrating the music of the world's greatest drummer, Buddy Rich. What a great opportunity, and it's something which drummers globally can relate to. This music is, I'd like to say it's timeless. I think in the drumming community, it is timeless actually. This is the staple diet, isn't it, of a lot of drummers when they were growing up listening to Buddy of a certain era.
I love them all. They all sound fantastic. I mean, it's great to get an opportunity for me to hear other drummers, because normally they're doing other gigs, so it's always great to hang out together, but we never really have the opportunity to play at the same time. So it's been fun, and I hope the show goes really well tonight. And they're all really nice guys. There's no egos involved, which is nice, and it's just about going up there and playing some music and having some fun.
Pete Cater's a drummer that I've become really, really close to, I feel. When I first met Pete, I was so connected with him in terms of the knowledge that he has, and he knew things about like the big band career, of people like Buddy and Louis that I'd never even heard of. So kind of went to him with a little bit of a student attitude and really lapped up his consummate knowledge. He's a fantastic big band drummer. To me, probably the best around at the moment. I know some great players, but Pete wears his love absolutely heart on his sleeve, and his enthusiasm. And I actually love his acerbic wit. I love his diverse opinions. I'm more than happy to have a little debate with him. Pete's got a fantastic heart and a fantastic enthusiasm for drumming. He's not only become somebody that's become quite prominent in the UK drum industry, which I think is a brilliant thing, because he's carrying a torch to a lot of young drummers that probably no one else is.
I first became aware of Steve White when my brother started buying Style Council records in the 1980s, and Steve was only 17. And again, a player who was very fully formed at a very early age. And to me, Steve is the epitome of British drumming, of the modern era. Steve is the guy who all the guys out there would like to be. He is the UK's favourite, and absolutely, unquestionably obvious as to why, because he's a great, very, very versatile player, because he can come and play with our band and fit right in. But even more than his musicianship, because I've really become very friendly with Steve over the years that we've been doing these shows, I find him to be a man of great integrity. He has a really, really strong value system as a musician and as a human being.
Ian is actually one of the most naturally gifted drummers that I've ever seen in this country. He's incredibly fluid in his playing, and he's got astonishing technique. I think he's really found a cause and something that really makes him happy in the world's greatest drummer concerts. I mean, plus the fact that he flies jumbo jets, which has got to be, the coolest combination of excellent drummer and virgin pilot. It's an absolute inspiration to work with him. He's so humble. He's so committed to the cause of putting these concerts on, and all the organisation and the finances, which people don't really know about. Ian takes that all on board. And I think it's wonderful to see that it's actually settling down as something of a brand. And I think we've really got Ian to thank for that.
My introduction to Steve Gadd, when he really came onto the radar for me, was with an album he did with Chick Corea called Three Quartets with Michael Brecker and Eddie Gomez. But more importantly than that was when the big old chunky VHS cassette of Steve Gadd up close came out, and he just sat down and talked about how he played and what he played, and all this really, really fresh, innovative approach to drumming that we'd only heard on records up until then, but to have him right there in your living room coming out of the television explaining this stuff was from, I think I was probably about 21 when that video came out, and it was a complete game changer. That little 1 hour video cassette that he did in probably about 1981 or 1982 was the beginning of the modern drum industry as it now is. That was all this stuff that's out there now. You can trace the roots of it all right back to that, and it changed all of our lives.
This is the 5th one, and I don't know how we can top it really, so I'm looking forward to it.